only it will check for the condition itself. Okay, but if I'm given here 15 means it will print the 5 numbers starting from 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, are you getting how this do while loop is executing? Okay, is it clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's quite simple. So now we will see to the for loop. Let's share the PPT. So this is for your do while. Do, the body of loop will be executed, then only while condition will be checked. Okay, and this is for while and do while differentiation. It is an entry control loop because you will check for the condition and then only you will enter inside the block of code. Whereas in do while, it is exit control. That is, once you will execute the code and then only you will come in for checking the condition. Okay, you have the test condition at the top of the loop. Here you have at the bottom of the loop. Okay, loop will not be executed when the condition is false, because in the beginning itself you are checking for the condition. Whereas in do while, it will be executed at least once and then only it will check for the condition. If it is false, then it will not execute it. So at least once it will be executed, though the criteria is false. Okay, so the flow diagram for it, you check the condition. If yes, you go to the body of the loop and do it. If no, you just exit. Whereas here you do the body of the loop once, okay, and then only check for condition. If yes, you again proceed to the body, else you just come out. Okay, next is the for loop. Okay, so for loop is quite important when you come to the concept of arrays and all. You will be having this for loop for reading the characters or reading the numbers, everything from the user. Okay, every for you will have a for loop. Mostly we'll be using this for loop inside arrays. Okay, so for loop, you have initialization. We can see the syntax here. You have the initialization, condition checking, and increment and decrement operation. So initialization for I is equal to 0, semicolon. I less than n, that is the condition check, semicolon. I plus plus you can have, or I minus minus you can have, depending upon the logic of your program. Okay. So here is the flow chart. You have a initialization. First thing, you check for the condition. Only once initialization will be done. Keep it in mind. When I is equal to 0 means only once. Then you go for the condition check. When the condition is true, you go to the body of the loop and then you increment. So here what happens is, this initialization will be done once. You check the condition. When the condition is true, you go inside the uh, block of code, and then once the block of code is executed, you either increment or decrement, and then you go for condition check. Condition check, body of the loop, increment. Condition check, body of the loop, increment. Okay, like that you will be proceeding. But initialization will be done for the first time. Okay, so here is an for loop, simple for loop. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. So this you can get the number from the user, like the same thing, like what to say, the printing of even numbers from 1 to 10 or 1 to 100. Similarly, you can print it using a for loop. I'll just show it after this. So here they are performing sum of n numbers using for loop. Previously, we have done it to while like. So here you are going to perform using for loop. For I is equal to 1, I is less than n. For how many numbers you are going to perform? I plus plus, and then you come inside. What happens is, suppose I'm entering here to be 2, for example. I'm not going to 5 numbers, I'm just saying it for 2. Okay, so the value I'm entering here is 2. Okay, so what happens? I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 2, condition is true. Okay, it comes inside, performs sum. Okay, sum is nothing but initial is to 0, 0 uh, plus 1, sum plus I here is given as 1. Okay, so the resultant will be 1. After performing this, it will go to this increment part, I plus plus. Now my I is been incremented from 1 to 2. Okay. Now checks the condition whether 2 is less than or equal to 2. N I have got it as 2 only from user. Condition is true. It gets inside the loop. It performs this sum operation. So my current sum value is 1 and my current I value is 2 and my resultant value is 3. Okay. So that will be stored in sum. Now after this, it automatically increments my I value. Now my I becomes 3. 3 is less than or equal to 2, condition false, it will not come inside this loop. And finally, it will come out of this for loop and it will print the sum to be 3. So, sum of numbers of 1 and 2. Okay, it is 3. Okay. This we have seen using a while loop. The same thing has been executed using a for loop. Okay. Is the concept clear? For loop, guys? We have seen too many programs related to for loop before itself. Yes. Okay. So here are the some of the programs that you can try using this for the same while loop programs that you can try using the thing. Okay. Next. Okay. They can continue. We will see. Before which I will try to solve